night, and she had found herself in the thrilling, half-susceptible state of being the only woman at the party, was when modesty came most easily to her. It lent coherence to her whole character, so that she could finally be her most humorous and disarming self. But all that had been a world ago, and she tried to think about it as little as possible, now that she came home to an apartment that was not hers, and to a man who was neither a spouse nor a lover, but who seemed to demand more of her than either possibly could. "Have you met Thomas?" Taya said. "He's outside." "The Georgian?" Ilona went to the sink to rinse off her hands. "I hope you didn't invite him here for me." Her fingers were grainy with the watermelon she'd been slicing. She ran them under the tap and felt around on the counter for her rings. "I didn't invite him at all. He came with the Gureviches." "He's a bit young, no?" Ilona slipped on the bigger of the 3 rings first, a teardrop diamond in a 5-prong setting. "If you're comparing him with your roommate," said Taya, who almost never referred to Earl by name. "Don't lose those." She glanced down at the rings. "One day you'll take one off and it'll fall down a drain. Some women don't even wear the jewelry they own. They have copies made." "So maybe I should tear off a piece of tinfoil and wrap that around my finger instead?" "Do what you want," Taya said. There was no point, Ilona decided, in reminding Taya that before Felix started making money, Taya had been so cheap she'd gutted empty tubes of Crest, scraping the toothpaste from the creases. No matter how tough her life got, Ilona thought, she'd never lower herself to something so miserly. At least she made use of the nice things she owned. Unlike Taya, whose kitchen had floor-to-ceiling pantries, brushed stainless steel everything, and polished granite counters that she touched only when she was throwing a party. "Did you put new low lights in the ceiling?" Ilona asked. "It was Felix's idea." Taya tipped her head back. "He thought we'd get more for the house if the kitchen was brighter." "You're selling it?" "Not right away. It usually takes a year." "You didn't tell me." "We haven't really told anyone, except the Kogans and the Weinbergs, in case anyone knew of anyone who was looking. It isn't a secret." There were plenty of things that Taya forgot to tell her. But selling a house? Was that just another bit of information exchanged between people with money? Like a stock tip? "Oh, don't be upset. A year's a long time. You can still come here, whenever you need to get away from that man. Come this weekend. We're going to Providence for Parents' Day. You could drop in and water the plants, feed the cat." Taya laid down her paring knife and stood up. "Let me find you a key." "I still have the key from last time," Ilona said. She couldn't tell if Taya was offering her a favor or asking for one. Just as she couldn't judge if her friends kept things to themselves to protect her feelings, or because they found her irrelevant. She knew they gossiped. A year ago, she used to bring up Earl in conversation all the time, told her friends stories about his 2 favorite activities, researching his genealogy and organizing his video collection, and mimicked him mercilessly even if he was in the next room, or precisely because he was in the next room and didn't understand a word of Russian. She was staying with him so she could save up for her own apartment. But lately, she'd started to realize that unless she wanted to move north into Putnam County, or south into the Bronx, and either way end up an hour's drive from her job, her sojourn would have to drag on for at least another year. She stepped outside and into the sun. The clouds were coasting slowly in the sky, forming metallic reflections in the 2nd-story windows. The air was smoky from the grill. On the patio, 2 men were lamenting the loss of jobs to Bangalore. Ilona walked past the Kogans and the Ulitskis.